We're back on the series of wardrobe staples, and this time around we're covering grey tops. Welcome to my fashion experiment. Kickstarting look 1 with a draped grey blouse is actually a t shirt which happens to have a draped scarf attached to the arm. And I think this is such a novelty and they're selling everywhere, so get that as soon as you can. We'll focus on accessorizing this outfit, and a quirky pair of sunglasses is a good way to start. I like collecting various shapes and sizes. It's for whenever I want to up my styling game. These micro mini shades have bedazzled top frame that elevates this from a basic to a chic attire. Grey commands most winter color palettes, and to showcase that, I have picked the most trendy sets in all the looks recommended. This number comprises grays with light blue and a more daytime friendly option. All the elements added are also on the lines of grays, blacks, and whites. This croc skin clutch is a perfect example of how something is quite basic in structure but can offer something more refined by way of its texture. The crocodile skin pattern may be too bold for you, so if you prefer anything simple and more classic, go for it. I would avoid a sling bag because I wouldn't want you to ruin that appearance of the top. You can let your hair down because the waterfall effect of the fabric would be complemented by the long mane. However, if you have a short bob, I can't imagine this would go any other way, but yes, open hair is the best way forward. The shades may be gimmicky, but a pair of blingy sunnies may be extra and it'll uplift the ensemble by leagues, and it certainly retains that festive winter charm. This top happens to be flattering on most bodies because of the design. It would magically draw focus on the well endowed chest while also allowing for shaping the curves for someone with smaller cup sizes. Another valuable aspect about it is that it's light material but not flimsy, and it's warm enough to be worn in the cooler seasons, yet allows for layering as well as for the moments it gets colder. The visual effect created on the clothing is like an illusion that provides slimming effect. The length may be slightly on the crop side, but the extra long sleeves make up for it in my opinion. Moreover, it has really got stretch, and that never goes underappreciated. There's a reason why I have this in another color, as you may have already seen in a previous video. I wanted to offer an evening version of this get up too. The only added element now are hand gloves. Once again, just to stick to the color palette, have opted for black leather gloves. There's something about leather like mittens that totally add up an outfit. Not to mention, the metallic zipper definitely borrows from the rockstar vibe. I mean, if there were leather pants involved, then this would be totally biker chic. But denim and leather go a long way, so this age old pairing sits well. I do also want to point out that your attitude is very much part of the accessorizing game as well, because with that your style may fall flat, and that's not what we want. I have gone for a more minimalistic approach to jewelry in this case, small or little, it should stand out, and that's why a Cuban chain seemed pretty accurate. Bring the clasp on the front and asymmetrically place on the neck to push it to the next level. Do note that this is a choker neck piece. I find that anything longer would kind of mess around with the look of the tee. Let's also talk about the barrel like jeans. First off, because they cut off somewhere around the ankles, they look great with pointed toes footwear. Another feature is that it's kind of on the looser side, so it happens to be quite comfortable. But yes, finding the right fit is really the biggest challenge because the shape is unique and the length at which the barrel shape begins will be different on every body. Personally, I feel lighter colors in this type of jeans show the shape more. The curvy shape begins from below the hip, so the top section is actually pretty snug, which is why shaded washes camouflage any lumps and bumps. Winter has its advantages, and I definitely think that the chance to wear boots is one of them. Your body constantly changes its posture when you stand or walk, especially when they come in heels. Pointed toe booties will secure you a slender look. Your attire goes from casual to slightly more formal. I've donned snakeskin printed ankle length boots, which happen to have pencil heels. As the rest of the outfit has more or less solids, the only printed pattern here, it lends the accent needed to the whole. As you can see, I'm ready to go for a coffee date as well as a concert at the Piano Man, both of which have me prepared for any pictures taken or uploaded on social media. Welcome to look 2. Doing grey with dark blue denims this time around. This is a bodysuit with almost off shoulders kind of top, so this happens to have a deep back. And sense is that the winter fashion series full sleeves are part of the package. The illusion of an hourglass figure will overpower anything else that you may not want to flash. Whatever lowers you put on over the bodysuit, the focal point becomes the cinched waist. The make of this tee is commendable because the back cuts off right at the bra straps. The neckline is high but not all the way to the top, and the shoulders are not completely bare, so they have an anchor instead of falling off as most usually do. I'm a sucker for coupling sunnies with just about every outfit. Trust me, it instantaneously upgrades any look. For this outfit, I've selected brown tinted pair of sunglasses so that some warm tones could be included in the palette. You could have chosen black shades too, but they're usually so stark against the warm hues worn. To team up with the brownish tones, an additional caramel shade in the form of a scarf has been brought in. Momentarily, you will notice what a true delight this is. I've worn this like a jacket vest of sorts. You may have spotted this trend everywhere online, in stores, or on Pinterest, on the citizens of Instagram. The game changer styling item is a shaggy fur muffler. The off white, almost beige color is being sold everywhere, so I preferred getting a shade that's a bit different. Moving on from the jacket style of wrapping the stole, I've donned it like a regular muffler, but because there's a cut, I have inserted one part into it, kind of like a tie knot. You can have your hair tucked in or left out open. Both options are highly flattering. This one is quite fun because it gives me a chance to expose my back side and manages to cover my front. The strong colors of the clothes need some perking up, and what better boost than some bling? Introducing the diamond bucket bag, which I dare say is not for the faint hearted but for a fashion lover exclusively. But the characteristic of a bucket bag is that it can be held because you can frolic about if you're using just the handles, or you may very well wear it like a wristlet or let it dangle by your arm. And surely most bags come with detachable straps if you care to go hands free. My big baggy jeans have this new pattern where it's pleated at the hips and goes all the way down. They call it balloon pants, and that's probably because of the super loose fit from the waist down and super long. The novel construction that imitate their trousers pattern is what makes these denims extraordinary. Somehow, the high street stores seem to be selling balloon pants of darker shades. Not sure why, really. Not that I'm complaining. About to display another technique of wearing this furry shawl. I don't know if you remember the childhood trend of wearing lachas and the dupattas were worn around the back and the front of the elbows. It just appeared so regal, and that's what inspired me for this look. Kinda luxe. Why we're at it, you can quite literally wear it like a dupatta. It's very old money, millionaire wife vibe. Before I forget, please note that you can wear any color belt. I just want to offset the attire, so I took on the eggshell white skinny belt. I also like to tie it up in a knot over wearing it in the casual manner to spruce up any regular outfit. The mafia wife look had been trending last year. While you can totally don a full on fur coat, I can also think you tread lightly on the theme by wearing any fur article in numerous ways, and with sunnies propped up on your head or on your face, you are most likely to attain that similar feel. Most of today's looks have had bare minimum jewelry, and this one has cute little sparkly studs as heart shaped earrings. The gleam is gentle and subtle. It's also good practice to just get an idea of what poses work well for you when you're having your photographs taken. And normally, if you're in a relaxed attire, your body would automatically reflect your mood too. Know your angles and your stances. This is where footwear plays an important role. A classic brown pair of chunky boots would be part of every wardrobe with the bed of a platform heel and rounded toes. These shoes can have you walking all day, all night, and manage to procure a good match to most winter wear uniforms. Look 3 is probably one pairing I have tried throughout the season, and if you've been paying attention to my videos, you would confidently be able to tell me that this is my safest bet. Yes, it is gray and brown. Yes, it's leather with cotton blend tee, and yes, I'll never be sick of it. This is a cotton modal top which I have in about 10 colors only because it's the most durable and comfortable t-shirts type. You'll be happy to know that this time around I have provided a layering option. It's a suede gilet, almost knee length, so it has a lengthening visual. This stitching is immaculate and has cool construction where you can see blocks of the patterns and topped off by the fluid lapels on the front. The belted long vest is primarily an accessory. They just make sense for stylish fashion items. Apart from basics, all apparel must offer dual styles, if not more. What I mean by that is that the waistcoat should be able to be worn in several ways. Quite obviously, you can belt it up, but where you can place the knot is where the magic happens. You could also, of course, leave it unfastened and let the belted ends just hang by your sides. You could also tie the belt by the backside to create some bit of a shape when seen from the front. By the way, just as you're seeing these leather pants, I have them tucked into the booties and subsequently I'll release the bottoms from the boots so that they're worn over them. Over time, I've acquired a few pair of leather lowers, be them pants or leggings, and usually they're a variation of brown. The material decides the kind of fit they command. Just as a rule of thumb, the thinner the fabric, the skinnier they can be, and vice versa. The thicker they are, the shorter the tops can be, and vice versa here as well. There's something classy about playing with the shades from a color palette instead of adding new matching colors. This is why I have included a dark brown to this ensemble, the baguette bag. Very rarely I pick a sling bag in the winters and it's solely not let interfere with the look presented. It's a suede like fabric on the body of the handbag, and the chocolate brown has been playful surface area going from dark to darker. The metallic gold hardware gives it a very refined look. I thought of trying something out instead of introducing some new layer like a scarf or snood. I figured making do with just the belt itself could work out to be useful. One option is to wrap the belt around like you would with like a muffler. Oh, before I forget, please take a look at my trinkets. This is the kind of attention to detail I put thought into. Here's my ring stack with only these organic forms. We're back to styling that belt, now a necktie. It's like a set, so the styling is very intentional. That's how it should be perceived. Another alternative is to create knots at intervals, almost like some statement necklace. Speaking of, this outfit displays some bold jewelry. These big golden plates are like art pieces adorning your look. Most metal tones go well with gray, but browns go beautifully with gold. I'm a huge fan of this combo. In this particular case, size doesn't matter because it's concave, so the light hits it at certain angle. That's when it glows. This is the only outfit where I have managed to incorporate black, that too in shoes. These are croc skin pattern patent leather boots with a pretty decent height of solid heels and square toed front. I just want to make alternate options available to you in the shapes of the boots so that you have various styles to choose from when piecing together an outfit. This applies to every aspect of fashion, so accessorize with intent. We've landed on our final look, and this is a sort of sporty inspo. You can probably observe that I have juxtaposed athleisure elements with dainty items like the jewelry. This time we're doing grey on grey. Starting off with this turtleneck, dark grey top, it's very light knit jersey, so perfect for layering underneath the heavier outerwear. I've purposely tucked in the shirt so I can show off the waistband of the trousers. Back to sprinkling some magic dust in the form of this black shawl. It's sequined and absolutely glorious when worn out, especially at night when the light hits it. This is really solid woolen shawl and machine embroidered with sequins on an organic pattern on this side. The dazzling shimmery appearance of liquid is evocative in this design. As soon as I wrap it around my arms, it completely transforms the attire. This is why the pinstripe pants play an opposing complementary role. Have this been any other pant, it would have seemed so regular, but because it's a formal design element, the pleats crease, the pockets, not to mention the track pads like waistband, it seems like a mindful touch to this kind of style. The glitzy wrap is complemented by the sparkly dangles, which is why it would make for an elegant evening wear option. Something I absolutely never do, but as an anomaly, I gave it a shot. But I have teamed statement earrings with an equally heavy layered necklace. The only principle I propose is that don't match your jewelry to each other. This way, it would seem much more artistic. You can see the evidence of how distinct the earrings are from the necklace. It should be noted that the polo neck has significant place in all of this as the canvas. The sparkly wrap returns. You can attempt various ways of throwing it around yourself and play peekaboo with the jewelry display. I think there's such beauty in that. You can also try wearing the store with one side drift and the other exposed. When it comes to beautiful things, these dangling earrings are a visual treat. They're so precious that they're standard just dancing to every movement. With light hitting it from different angles, such a marvel. I'm always on the hunt for edgy pieces to accessorize my looks, and I tend to avoid a more ethnic style as I find that it limits the context. We've addressed every styling article, so now it leads us to the footwear. Plain and simple, these classic white trainers are such a clean and cool solution to an otherwise already busy setup. It's such a harmonious inclusion, like it doesn't seem misplaced. But always ensure that the kids are free of stains and scuffs because nothing is more off putting than untidy, poor presentation. While you develop your own personal style, you can learn to experiment with some of these tips and tricks here. This will make you a true contender of fashion styling. So whenever you go, you have eyebrows raised, heads turning, and compliments running your way. So glad you could find something of some use here, as this is just a space for my experiments with fashion. Appreciate your coming. Bye. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, I hope you can enjoy some of the behind the scenes as well.